everybody, welcome back to Lifeofalyssha. Today I'm going to be telling you guys 10 things that they don't tell you when you start living in Japan. For some reason, you just can't Google these things, nobody tells you, and you're just kind of stuck fending for yourself. So I hope this video helps and you learn a couple things and you're not kind of in the dark like I was when I first moved here. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I'd like to share with you guys is that in Japan, in your apartment or house, whatever, you need to turn on the hot water. There'll be a little thing that you have to push that turns on your hot water. I don't recommend leaving it on all the time because that wastes a lot of gas, but turn it on every time you want hot water, and the average water temperature is between 38 degrees Celsius and 42 degrees Celsius. That's kind of on the hotter side, so mine is usually set to about 40 degrees, and then you can adjust it with cold water if you need to. Second thing is that everything in Japan is gas powered. So they tell you that when you move in, you know, like be careful, don't use too much gas. Everything is gas powered, your heating, your water, whatever. But what they don't tell you is how expensive electricity is. For some reason, electricity just costs so much more. They warn you about gas, but nobody warns you about how expensive electricity is here. So don't leave your lights on, don't leave everything plugged in if you don't need it, don't leave anything on if you don't need it. Electricity, in my opinion, is more expensive than gas. Or maybe it's just because I don't use as much gas, but watch out for your electricity bill. The third thing, which I thought was really interesting, was that at the grocery store, you know how there's those little like thin plastic bags that you're supposed to put like your fruits and your vegetables in, so you're not just carrying around like an apple, you like have it in like a bag when you bring it to the register and bring it home. They don't have that in Japan. If you want to buy an apple, you just put like the apple in your basket, and then after you go through the checkout, then they have those bags that you can put them in if you want to, but a lot of people don't even do that, which I thought was kind of weird, especially the first time I bought an apple. But yeah, they don't have those little bags, or you have to go get them from after the checkout. The fourth thing that always messes people up is that you can find body wash, you can find body lotion, you can find shampoo, but no one can ever find conditioner. And that's because in Japan, conditioner is called rinse. So if you're looking for conditioner at like the drugstore or whatever, it's called rinse, or rinsu if you need to ask somebody. And number 5, for some reason, I feel like the air in Japan is very dry. So like my skin always dries out, my scalp dries out, my lips dry out. But my clothing never dries. My shower doesn't dry. Anytime something gets wet, it just doesn't dry, and I don't know why. So coin laundry will be your friend. Most apartments and houses don't have dryers, so when you're done washing your clothing, you need to either hang it outside, hang it out somewhere in your house and hope that it dries, or take it to like a coin laundry, or if your apartment building has a laundry, you can put it in a dryer there. But stuff in Japan just doesn't dry. Like my shower is just always soaking wet, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's no window, but even with the fan on, it takes like several hours to dry, if it's even dry by the next day. Like honestly, it's kind of weird. The sixth thing is to get a bicycle. Everyone here bikes. It is eco-friendly. The bike theft rate is very low, so get a bike. And if you don't want a bike and you get a car, make sure you remember to drive on the left side of the road, because that would be pretty bad to drive on the right. They drive on the left here like they do in Australia and most other countries in this area of the world, so get a bike or drive on the left. And the 7th thing, I hate taking out my trash. Like, it's just so gross and I just don't like doing it. But in Japan, you need to separate your garbage too. So you need to separate between combustibles, non-combustibles, and PET bottles. So those are just like plastic water bottles and stuff, or some recyclables. But you need to separate your garbage. It's very important here. Even like when you go to like a cafeteria or something, they'll ask you to separate your garbage based on what it is. And the 8th thing is that while the water in Japan is a lot safer than a lot of places in the world, you still shouldn't drink the tap water. You should still try and filter it in some way. A lot of apartments and houses will have like a water filter system kind of built in that you need to turn on or take the water out of, whatever, but just try and find like some filter if you can for your water, because you really shouldn't drink it from the tap. It's not like you're gonna die from it, or it's unlikely you will, but it's just better to have a filter. And the ninth thing in Japan is that everybody always raves about like the convenience stores in Japan, and I agree, they are fantastic, and like the prices always seem really cheap, but in reality it's actually cheaper if you want to buy stuff. Go to a grocery store. It's even cheaper, even at like a drugstore. Drugstores in Japan are huge and they just have like unknown amounts of products. Like they just have so much stuff, and a lot of drugstores will have food and stuff as well. So I don't suggest buying a lot of stuff at convenience stores unless you like really need it or something, because it is cheaper to buy stuff at the grocery store. And the 10th and final thing is that if you grew up a poor university student like me, frozen food was your best friend. You could just put it in the oven, turn it on, and, you know, have a meal in 20 minutes. Like, frozen food was my best friend. But in Japan, most places do not have an oven. They have like those fancy like half microwave, half toaster oven things that don't really do so well when they have to cook like frozen pizzas and stuff. So in Japan, your best friend will not be frozen food, it will be instant food. They have instant noodles, instant curry, instant rice, instant whatever. So your diet will switch from frozen food to instant food, which is okay because it's faster to make instant food. You know what? I'm not even sure which one is healthier. Either way, you won't have an oven, so yeah. Anyways, that is all that I have for you guys today. I really hope this helped you. It's things that nobody told me when I moved here, and so I hope this stuff helps you guys if you're planning on moving here or if you've already moved here and are kind of confused. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you share this video with anyone else who you think might be struggling with these issues. Leave a like and subscribe to my channel down below, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!